Hey everybody, welcome, welcome to Hidden Horror. Thank you for spending this time with me. I appreciate that. Let's get started.
Good afternoon. Hey, everybody. Welcome to Hidden Horror. How are you doing today? How's your weekend going? How are you feeling for a Saturday? Do you have any plans? I was actually thinking about going to the movies. I love scary movies. Thinking about going to see this movie. It's called Cuckoo, Cuckoo. Um, it interests me. I've been seeing some of the other movies that are out, like Trap. Saw that and some other movies. So I really like scary movies or horror movies. So anyway, I'm here today. I'm coming to bring you some information on the case for Negasi Zuberi. Mr. Zuberi, he is the man that was arrested for the case where he allegedly kidnapped a woman in a different state, brought her to his home state, to his home, where he allegedly built a cinder block cell, placed her in that cinder block cell, and the authorities are really concerned because he moved around quite a bit and they feel that he may have other victims. They have done some press releases asking if there are additional victims to reach out to them. So I feel he's a very, very dangerous criminal, and there may be multiple victims in various states, and primarily these are S crimes, assault, or um, maybe some violence towards them, threats made to them, maybe a use of a weapon to force them to do things. He allegedly has impersonated a police officer. So it makes him very dangerous. I believe that he is the type of person, he's very smart. Allegedly, he tried to break out of jail. This was basically about a year ago in August of 2023. He did not succeed, but he reminds me of Ted Bundy in many ways, trying to escape jail, living in various states, offending in these different states, the X crimes, impersonating a police officer, so many things. Very, very smart, right? So let's get to what I'm here today to talk about, which is he was found to be on some jail taped calls, making, stating the victims' names and telling his child's mother to try to discredit them online so people won't believe when his trial goes to court that these things are true, these statements are true. He wanted her to discredit them. So that's one part of it. And then another part I'm going to briefly talk about is there was a hearing where some detectives testified, and I'm just going to bring that into the conversation as well briefly. So let's get started. The first article is coming from OregonLive.com. It's titled Accused Kidnapper Negasi Zuberi Appears Desperate to Lash Out at alleged victims in jail, cause judge says. The judge actually said that the things that was heard in the call were frightening. So we don't have the call, we don't know exactly what was said, but I guess we can just imagine, how bad it is. This article is dated July 5th, 2024. It was updated July 9th, 2024. And the writer is Maxine Bernstein for the Oregonian, Oregon Live. Okay, let's get started. Accused kidnapper Negasi Zuberi has been ordered to have no direct contact with the mother of his children without supervision after he divulged some of the names of his alleged victims in calls to her and urged her to create a public video calling them liars. So he's basically in prison. Mr. Zabari is allowed to use the phone and to talk to his children's mother. And in the conversations, he's asking her to go after the victims, make pretty much videos calling them liars, saying that what the victims are saying is not true. Now, why would you need to do that if you're being truthful? If you're going to testify truthfully, if there's no evidence against you, why would you need to do something like that? And why would your children's mother even want to have a conversation when you want to focus on your child or children and their well being? Anyway, U.S. District Judge Michael J. McShane said Zubari's calls to Alicia Westfall frightening in that he sounded desperate to lash out at these victims, and his actions violated a protective order shielding the women's names. So a protective order was entered to, of course, protect and shield the victims and their names. And he's actually asking for his child's mother. This is disgusting, despicable, to go and create online a video to share, disseminate, to discredit these victims. Anyway, let's continue, okay? This is just it's terrible. Assistant U.S. Attorney Jeffrey Sweet called Zubari's actions a flagrant violation of the protective order, saying it was clear from his jail calls that his aim was to harass, embarrass, exactly the kind of conduct that the protective order is designed to protect the victims from. So you are not to harass them, embarrass them, release their names to the public. Zubari told the judge he did not understand the terms of the protective order. Now, listen, this man is not dumb. He's not slow. He doesn't have issues. He understands what's going on. He's trying to thwart the protective order by bringing in his child's mother to do it. It's just he has no way to communicate that other than in writing or over the phone because they can't really have time together, right? Anyway, Zubari's jail calls to Westfall were blocked after his disclosures on a phone call in late June were discovered, according to Sweet. Once blocked, Zubari engaged in a three-way call with his mom that had Westfall patched into the line, the prosecutor said. So what they're saying is Zubari still has jail phone calls, but the calls to his child's mother, once they heard that conversation, they blocked them. So he could no longer call his child's mother. He's completely aware of his phone list and who he's allowed to speak with. She's removed. She's removed from that phone list. So what he does, again, to circumvent this, he uses his jail phone calls to call his mother. Then his mother adds into the call his child's mother. So now they're on a three-way call. So he circumvents it by not directly calling her. He uses his mother. She then adds the child's mother to the three-way call. And now all three of them, Mr. Zubari is on the call, Mr. Zubari's mother is on the call, and then his child's mother is now entering the call. Okay? You can't make this stuff up. He says, my mom just did the three-way call. Zuberi blurted out during the court hearing held by phone. I never asked her to. I never asked her to do it. It's like, cut the bull. You know, Anyway, attorney Amy E. Potter, one of Zuberi's defense lawyers, said Zuberi subsequently instructed Westfall not to make any videos. He tried to walk it back. So we're not aware of any video having been made, she said. So basically, once his plan was exposed and the phone calls from jail were blocked to his child's mother, then it's like, well, now I want to back it up. I don't want you to do that now. Don't do that because you've been caught, right? Anyway, the judge ordered that Zuberi no longer have any private contact via phone, email, or mail with Westfall, and that any contact only be allowed in the presence of a member of his defense team. So going forward, Mr. Zuberi is not allowed to contact his child's mother on his own. He can't email her, he can't write her, and he definitely can't call her. But if in some way he was to have some contact with his child's mother, he would have to have someone present on his defense team. Someone has to monitor these interactions because guess what? What if he does this? What if he tries to do more? A lot of people try to eliminate witnesses and victims before they go to trial. They make threats. They put hits out on people. They try to harass them. They try to threaten them. They try to cause them fear. I mean, what else? What else can we expect? He's about to go to trial and face some major charges, and he don't want this information out. He doesn't want to be prosecuted. He doesn't want to face these people. And if he can put fear in them, threaten them, this is similar to one of my other cases with Moses May. That victim, I mean, she's beyond horrified, but he actually allegedly was attempting to also threaten her, put fear in her so she wouldn't assist in his prosecution. It's very common, everybody. It's very unfortunate that victims, they still have to live in this fear and have anxiety about, what if this person finds me? What if this person sends someone else? They knock on my door, they find me, they follow me, they watch me. If you have any children, would they try to hurt your children? Like, it's really a scary thing when something like this happens to you. Let's continue. It's clear that you are encouraging somebody to harass, if not tamper with, the witnesses in this case, McShane said. I'm concerned greatly about that. Me too. Me too. Zuberi 30 has pleaded not guilty to an indictment that charges him with 2 counts of kidnapping, 2 counts of being a felon in possession of guns and ammunition, 2 counts of being a felon with ammunition, and one count each of transportation for criminal S activity. A trial is set for October. Zuberi is accused of abducting a woman from Seattle in July of 2023, driving her to Klamath Falls and assaulting her during the drive, then imprisoning her in a makeshift cinder block cell in his home before she managed to escape by beating on a metal screen security door and ripping through it with her hands, leaving her hands bloody, according to FBI agent Travis Glusinkamp. Glusinkamp. My apologies. He had a different name. She ran out of a garage access door, climbed over a 5-foot high fence, and ran into the street screaming for help. A motorist stopped and called 911. The agent has testified. Zuberi was subsequently charged with kidnapping another woman outside a local bar, holding her in a car in his garage for 12 hours and assaulting her in May of 2023. So let me back this up for a minute. So before we heard about this terrible case with the cinder block, prior to that, so that was in July of 2023. In May of 2023, Mr. Zuberi allegedly kidnapped a woman outside of a bar, took her home, had her in, I believe, was it the car in the garage? Yeah, for 12 hours. And he also assaulted her as well. So that was in May of 2023. And remember what I've explained to you, they grow, they get bolder. They don't stop. If they keep getting away, eventually they're going to start. It's highly likely that they will start killing their victims because they don't want them to get away. They don't want them to report what's happened, and they don't want to go to jail. And the easiest way to stop that all is to kill them, because you can be a missing person or you can be an unsolved case, and they just go on. So that was in May of 2023. 2 months later, he goes and he takes this woman from out of state, brings her back to his home, where he has now built this cinder block cell, because this is so this next person, they can't get away. I'm locking them in. I'm putting brick and cinder blocks so I can trap them. I can keep them here. I can go about my day. I can live my life. I can have my family, my kids in the house, and have my captive in the garage. So when I'm ready to see her, when I'm ready to spend time with her, when I'm ready to feed her, watch her, talk to her, I can just leave the house and go to the garage. This is pure, just diabolical. You can't just kidnap a person. You can't keep a person captive and alive and just go about your life. But that's what he was doing. He didn't go and make this cinder block cell in an abandoned house or another house he owned or in the basement somewhere. He's going home. He's in a neighborhood where people are walking down the street every day. Cars are going by. His child's mother, his kids right there in the house. They see the cinder block. You never thought, well, what is this for? What are you putting in there? Why did you build this? You know, what are you doing every day here? What are you doing when you go away for hours? Like, it's pretty bad. Anyway, let's continue. He has a prior assault conviction from 2021 after he was found to have solicited S from a 16-year-old girl and then beat her in a remote area of Alameda County, California, according to court records. So remember what I was saying in the beginning, that the FBI, they're extremely concerned that because Mr. Zuberi had moved to so many different states over a short period of years, that he probably has victims in different area codes. And what they found was he had this conviction in 2021. Well, that's in California. And then, okay, what do you have going on in Oregon? That's another state. And then they looked at multiple states and they feel that he may have a trail of victims. So if you are a victim, you just have to contact them and they will assist you from there. Okay. Maxine Bernstein covers federal court and criminal justice. So if you want to reach out to her, you can. She's with the Oregonian and she has her phone number, email, and all of that available. Now, I'm going to go over a second. Pull this up. A second article. This one is on KDRV.com. Okay. Is titled Witnesses Called in Court Hearing for Klamath Falls Kidnapping Case. This was June 20th, 2024, and the article was written by Makina Marks. Negasi Zuberi, the Klamath Falls man accused of kidnapping a woman from Seattle, appeared in federal court for a suppression hearing today. Two witnesses, both detectives with the Klamath Falls Police Department, were called to the stand. Both detectives, Chris Zupin and Jesse Snyder, answered questions from the prosecution and defense about their response and ongoing investigation related to Zuberi's case. So when they say it's a suppression hearing, suppress means to keep down, keep out of something. Um, it means that they're going to try to either suppress some type of evidence, some type of testimony, and the judge can decide, is this allowed to be presented to the jury during the trial? So they're going through that evidence, and now they have two detectives that are sworn in under oath, answering questions about the investigation. Let's continue. Zuberi, who is 30 years old, allegedly kidnapped a woman from Seattle in July of 2023, assaulted her multiple times on the drive back to his Klamath Falls home, then kept her in a homemade cinder block cell. That was the picture that was up when the video first started. Okay. The victim, who was described by witnesses as barely 5 feet tall and weighing about 100 pounds, was able to punch her way out of the cell, flee from Zuberi's residence, and flag down a passerby for help. Prosecution called two witnesses to the stand today, Detective Sergeant Chris Zupin and Detective Jesse Snyder, both with the Klamath Falls Police Department. Zupin responded to the incident on July 15th, 2023, where he later interviewed the victim at a gas station. The victim told Zupin that Zuberi had paid her to do S-acts in Seattle, then told her he was an undercover cop. He told her he was an undercover cop. That's to get her to cooperate, right? Because she's thinking, I'm going to jail now. So here it all starts. The victim punched her way through two layers, screen, and a metal slat, and photos showed the damage to the victim's hands. Zuberi's former partner, Alicia Westfall, also did an interview with Zupin. During his conversation with Westfall, Zupin said it was clear she was not being truthful. So again, Westfall is the child's mother, and she's protecting him. She's been protecting him since the beginning. She hasn't been cooperating that much, and she's acting as if she did not know. She was not aware of any of it, which is very hard to believe. If your partner is going to a home improvement store and buying concrete blocks, buying a security door, building something at your home, spending money from your household, going back and forth with deliveries of all of these cinder blocks. You don't know what's going on. You don't ask any questions. You're not aware of what he's doing. What is the use for it? It's in the garage. What does he need it for? Anyway, I never got a straight answer from her, Zupin said in court. Snyder was called in to help on July 5th after Zuberi's phone was located in Merlin. Snyder was able to find Zuberi's car, a white Nissan Altima, in Merlin. Both detectives mentioned a possible second kidnapping victim as well, which is why the police department got the FBI involved in the case. So typically, if the person is taken from one state to another, you cross those state lines, the FBI can enter the case. And I think also because of Mr. Zubari's movements, by him living in various states and having victims in various states, like the victim in California that was 16 years old. Now we have a victim in Oregon. Now we have this victim near his home. That's 3 different states, right? So the FBI, they're interested. They want to know, do we have someone that is a serial rapist that's going through all of these states and leaving these victims, and also going by different names as well. The defense asked for a hearing to cross-examine Zubari's warrants, but prosecution said a cross-examination of the warrants wouldn't change the fact that this has probable cause. They said this case shows planning and premeditation. At the beginning of today's hearing, Zubari's attorneys requested that his shackles be removed while in court. The prosecution argued that Zubari made multiple phone calls from jail threatening to hurt himself and others. The judge decided to leave Zubari in the shackles for the time being. Well, we also know, and I'm going to say allegedly, but it was reported that when police confronted Mr. Zubari in that Walmart parking lot, well, I won't even say the name, the parking lot where his arrest was effectuated, he was in the car with his child's mother and one of his children, and he actually did self-harm to himself. He tried to unalive himself. I won't go any further with that, but he's definitely dangerous. And now he has threatened to hurt himself. And through those phone calls, he's making those requests for harassing the victims. Um, you shouldn't you have no reason to take the shackles off of him. And he's attempted to escape in August of 2023 from the jail, allegedly, right? So no reason to take the shackles off. You don't need to have any problems having to then stand over him because you've taken any shackles off of him or handcuffs. Anyway, Zabari is facing 2 counts of kidnapping, including additional criminal charges. And I know what they decided to do. They decided to take the case from the May 2023 kidnapping and combine it with the July 2023 kidnapping case because they're similar charges, and then they can just have one prosecution instead of having 2 cases with 2 separate uses of government funds and efforts and all of that work. Just prosecute them both at the same time because they're similar, right? He allegedly kidnapped them. He allegedly put them in the car. He allegedly took them back to the home. He allegedly assaulted them. In one of the cases, he impersonated a police officer. He used a weapon to threaten, force, coerce her. So very, very similar allegations and circumstances that happened. So here's the update. He's supposed to go to trial in October. I'm not sure if that's enough time to build both the cases. Um, I will keep watching. I will keep bringing you an update on Mr. Zubari. Again, I think he's a very, very dangerous, cunning, very smart criminal. Um, I think his Achilles heel is the S assaults. He uses manipulation. He uses threats to make that happen. I don't know if he's gone as far as trying to harm or kill any of the victims, but he's definitely he's grown. Now he's creating a way to keep them captive, that cinder block. And then he also had the plans to build something 100 feet below ground so that they would never get out, never get away. He'd have them. And I guess his child's mother, she's like, hey, I don't know anything. I wasn't aware. Everything that was happening, I didn't have any clue. I didn't know what he was doing. I don't know what he was building in the garage. I don't know if I heard any screams. I don't know if anybody tried to get away. Maybe she'll say, hey, I wasn't even at home that much. It's insane. It's scary. It's a hidden horror. This is a neighborhood bustling with people, children going to and fro, cars, and you're building a cinder block cell to hold someone captive. You have problems. You have major problems. Anyway, thanks for checking out this video. Thank you for spending part of your Saturday with me. I really appreciate it. I want you to have a wonderful day. Have a good afternoon. Remember, stay smart, stay safe, stay savvy. Be well, all my friends. Take care. Enjoy these beautiful days, right? Get some fresh air. Get out. Have a good time, okay? Bye, everybody.